This year, once again, they are all on the Place du Triangle de l'Amitié in front of the church, impatient to take off.
It's 20 minutes before the start. I have a mixture of feelings, but the biggest feeling is excitement. It's a deep happiness that I'm actually here, that my feet are on the ground here and I'm ready to run.
A few minutes ahead of the start, the expressions show the dimension of what awaits them.
I'm dreaming to join the UTMB about 4 years ago, and I trained very hard, and finally I could come here. Very happy.
Excited, a bit nervous, hoping the weather's going to be good, and looking forward to a really good run.
To resist the pressure of that which awaits, it is necessary to lock oneself into a personal bubble and invent a story.
I would say that it's a race, but it's more than a race. There is a natural side, the meeting of people, conviviality, the spirit, and then it's walking by oneself, something that we extract from ourselves.
Frankly, I'm frightened to death. Each time I ask myself, why do I make a commitment to such a thing? 168 kilometers, it's completely stupid, but I've trained for it, so perhaps it'll be okay. I'd like it to be okay. Last time it wasn't, so I would like to see the finish at Chamonix and not only see the start. Why inflict oneself with such suffering? There's no sense in it. It's necessary to give oneself a purpose, but absurd to run the UTMB. Heroism is part of the lies which make you advance. In just a few seconds from the start, everyone will be confronting himself or herself. Everyone must find the resources within them to overcome the obstacle. Finally, the runners surge forward. It's a multicoloured sea which flows into the streets. The pouring rain at the start doesn't cool the enthusiasm of the participants. Participate in the UTMB is already an achievement. There are 2 years of effort to obtain the necessary 8 points, which give the right to have an entry ticket. To participate in the UTMB means already having hundreds of kilometers in your legs, means having spent hundreds of hours training by running alone. But this challenge, the one imposed upon oneself, is shared by those close to you, whose support is indispensable, and with all the volunteers who make this race a unique adventure and a party. Men and women of all ages, all social classes from 77 different countries, ready to take on this challenge. The heart of the race beats both at the pace of the leaders and the rhythm of the anonymous runners. They who are preoccupied by one thing alone, to hold on in, to find the right tempo, know how to protect themselves, how not to be dehydrated, and to be able to pass the time barriers which mark out the route within the time limits. Here, there are no incentives for the winners, no money to win, but just the exploration of one's own limits by practicing the simplest of sports, running.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah.
Bravo!
Allez, Cuba! Bravo! Allez, super les gars! Super! Allez, Philippe!
Saint-Gervais. Already 21 kilometres covered, the leaders make it a lightning stop, barely taking the time to refill their water. For the women, a first hierarchy has developed with Núria Picas, the Spaniard, actual leader of the Ultra Trail World Tour, the American Rory Bosio, winner in 2013, and lastly Nathalie Mauclair, winner of the 2013 TDS, and who seems very at ease in her first UTMB. For the others, it is the time to take strength before facing the night.
Yes, I'm okay. It's raining, but it's not too cold.
The Contamine, 30 kilometres of the race, and at the head, recognisable faces. François D'Haene, already a winner here in 2012. This vine grower, who maintains his physical condition by trimming his vines, is one of the favourites for this year, 2014, with the Spaniards Iker Carrera Aramburu and Toffol Castaner Bernat. Rory Bosio is welcomed here like a daughter of the country. Preparing in the Mont-Blanc Massif since June, it seems that she has been definitively adopted. Night has fallen over the race. For the best, it will be the only one. For the others, it will be the first, because they'll confront another before returning to Chamonix. But all will be entitled to an ovation in each village they cross. Tens of thousands of spectators and 2,000 volunteers are going to experience and ardently liven up the 168 kilometres of the route. It is at one of the checks of the obligatory material that Anton Krupika, an American trail runner who has a lot of attention from the media, will be inflicted with a 15-minute penalty. He will profit by resting a bit, but he doesn't wake until 3 hours later, and so he won't figure among the first to finish. Obviously, it's a particular ambience, also for the runners who come out of the black to arrive here into the music and light. They are brought to life. One can't say no, the formula is exclusively Chapieux. I don't see them all, but it is a Chapieux exclusivity. If they are sensible, we give it to them. If they aren't, no. What's in it? Well, just a few good things, a little salt, a lot of good humour, and that's it. They've already done 50 kilometres, we should give them a little smile.
There are some runners who are really charming when they say thank you, although they are out of breath after the descent. And furthermore, this year they have been lucky because there was no mud. When there is mud, it's sludge.
Torches on the foreheads. Throughout the night, these miners are going to attack the mountains with their feet. At night, each finds themselves a little more alone. The night makes the goal more obscure. It's necessary to redouble the vigilance, pay even more attention on the supports, know how to avoid falling, and above all have the mentality to continue whatever.
Okay, just make sure the feet are okay.
I fell really badly, and as you can see, it's really bloody. Lots of mud out there. It's just pretty hard to run downhill.
I've been preparing this race a lot. I'm sad, but I can't do it anymore. I've been suffering. My body is not okay. When the legs give up, the brain is giving up too. I don't want to hurt myself today. I'm not in it.
And leaving in the darkness just oneself confronting this race, we question ourselves even harder. Why am I here? The leading trio passed the night together, the Frenchman François D'Haene and the two Spaniards Toffol Castaner-Bernat and Iker Carrera Aramburu, not leaving each other for a single second. Followed by Anton Krupika, half an hour behind them.
C'est à combien? C'est bien François. 002 non? Il y a... Hein? Allez.
The day begins to vaguely trace the ridges and those who the night did not gobble up. Those who advance after more than 12 hours running the race find their mark, find new motivation. Before the climb to Champex-Lac, François D'Haene seems to take control of the race, consolidating his advance at the rhythm of his skimming stride.
go, 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 go,
The American Jason Schlab climbs up to fourth place, while Rory Bosio takes a definitive lead in the women's race. When the leaders reach Champex at the 122nd kilometre of the race, there is only a marathon for them to run. At the same moment, the last runners are just arriving at Lac Combal, kilometre 64. At the 14th hour of the race, between the first and last, a long scattered line of runners is spread over more than 50 kilometres. They are everywhere in the mountains. Arête du Mont Favre, Col chez Cruy, Refuge Bertone, Refuge Bonatti, Grand Col Ferret. Throughout the day there are 2,000 competitors who are going to follow one another to these places with names which resound in the ears of the runners, each like a small victory. Each remaining concentrated on their purpose. To move forward further, and keep moving forwards.
Okay. Magnifique.
Fantastic. It's hard for the body, but it's fantastic for the view. Well, let's try to finish now.
All along the route, groups form and deform according to fatigue. The race is also this shared friendship of a few minutes or few hours. taken the race into hand at La Fouilly, and since he keeps his rhythm, François D'Haene glides over the 2014 UTMB.
Here we are at Catogne, at 2,012 meters high, where life is always easy. The French guy was in a really good shape. He had a great smile, not too muddy, for once. The Spanish also. It seems that they wanted to fight to catch up him, but they were 30 minutes behind, so I think it's going to be difficult. I think the French will do the splits.
The big break is made with those pursuing him. Last climb towards La Flégère, and that will be a relief. The welcome in Chamonix is to the level of the Frenchman's exploit. 20 hours, 11 minutes and 40 seconds is the time in which François D'Haene took to loop the 168 kilometers and establish a new record for the event.
It's a big surprise, a wonderful gift for me. I've trained hard and the race was really, really difficult from beginning to the end. I think I've started too fast, so since Courmayeur it was really hard. In La Fouilly, I tried to take my chance and I don't regret it. Since 2 hours, I'm really enjoying it. I took my time in La Flégère and the public in Chamonix is fantastic. They were here with the rain at the start, and they are here with the sun at the end. Thank you very much to all of you. Thank you to the volunteers.
At Care and Tofol finish, the two Spaniards crossed the line together, celebrating their complicity throughout the race.
We couldn't finish this race in a sprint, with a second and a third. It's been 100 kilometers that we run together. He helped me in the climbs, and I helped him in the downhills. Besides, we are part of the same team. It's a good friend of mine. We couldn't finish this race in a sprint, one before the other.
And while the first 3 pose for their photographs, 1,900 trail runners continue along the paths. Here at Tryon, at kilometre 139, these runners of a very good level profit from their assistants, most often their wives or members of their family. All the sacrifices which a runner has to endure are often family affairs. Everybody participates in the project and the pride and achievement is shared between them. A little care, reassurance, they must sometimes be psychologists so that their runners find the strength to leave again. Not to drop out, to live the adventure to the full, right up to the end.
Let's go for the worst part now.
"23 hours, 23 minutes. It will have been less than 24 hours for the first woman, Rory Bosio, to close the loop and sign her second victory in succession.
I love the course. I really want to thank the organizers and all my North Face family and friends for supporting me, and all the volunteers. It's just an awesome event, and it's something that all trail runners should run. It's really amazing.
The Spaniard Muriel Picas arrives an hour and a half later. Taking into account the length of the race, each runner was able to prepare 2 sacks, which the organisation deliver, one to Courmayeur and the other to Champex. So that here at Champex, each may change and prepare themselves for the second night of the race.
Et bienvenue aux nouveaux arrivants ici à Champellac. Bravo à vous. Soyez les bienvenus.
At Champex, there is light and noise. The risk is to be swept away by this atmosphere before driving out into the second night of the race, and behind this night there is another day. But best not to think of that, otherwise there's a risk of not restarting.
Oui, c'est le meilleur, c'est mon chéri, c'est le plus fort, mais il est timide. Oh là là. C'est le coach.
They have walked or run for more than 27 hours, but they certainly have not slept for a minute. Being looked after, then rest, eat and start again, you shouldn't take more than 46 hours.
You have ups and downs, especially during the nights almost alone. It's really hard. Some moments are really difficult.
The second night is announced, long, cold and disturbing. Will they manage to meet the deadlines? Fatigue adds to the anxiety of not being up to it. One must pass each time barrier in good time so as not to be eliminated.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Terminé.
This year, 856 abandoned, which is 35% of participants. At night, the hours pass more slowly. You have to grit your teeth and wait for daylight. But the second dawn of the race is a magical moment.
Well, it's been a long time since I've seen you smile.
During a UTMB, the runners encounter a palette of emotions which pass from fear to courage, from pain to euphoria, the whole alternated by doubts, where hope and despair are your most faithful companions.
You have ups and downs, especially during the night, almost alone. It's really hard. Some moments are really, really difficult. It's a dream. It's the first time for us. And the last time, and the last time. It was really hard. Really. It's better with a friend, always together. There are moments really hard here. And if you're alone, it's much more difficult. Your friend helps you during the hardest moment.
What's the most difficult? Everything. All the way up, downhills, and spending two nights outside. It was very hard for me. It's the hardest thing I have ever done.
You need huge resources to do that. It's incredible.
The mountain has made itself beautiful to glorify the effort of the anonymous people, but are they only profiting from the beauty of the area?
Does the effort worth the view? Of course. It's the reason why we do it. Looking at the sunrise on the Mont Blanc, seeing the glaciers with this view, it's wonderful. We have to come back, even if during the race you swear not to, but we will come back.
The runner is only passing through, and running is their way of being connected to the world, to be connected to landscapes, smells, colours, and to make all these elements into an intimate relationship.
Oh.
In a society which makes the precautionary principle the driving line, it is astonishing to see so many people defying reasonable rules. There is a real desire to move one's personal mountain.
It's very, very hard. Not just about the kilometers, but also the ground, the rocks, the mud, the rain. Anyway, it's done.
The mountains are so big, too big, and beautiful.
You had fun?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of fun. But now I am sleepy.
I've never been in a better shape than now.
Pourquoi?
Why? Because there's only one little downhill to glory, in the streets of Chamonix. We are all doing this for it, aren't we? Each time that you are at the checkpoint, that you're getting closer from the finish line, from the arch, that you're getting closer from the finisher jacket, which you wanted so bad, for which you trained it so hard, the emotion gets bigger each time. To be honest, now, I'm thinking about my wife, who made so many sacrifices during my preparation. I'm thinking about my parents, who came here to be with me, and I imagine their joy. I'm thinking about my friends, who supported me, and I'm thinking about all those hours of training, alone. And in this kind of morning, you feel that it's worth it. All of us are not champions, but with a passion, with some bravery and some luck also, this kind of race like UTMB shows that everyone can achieve things that he wouldn't think being capable of. And all of this in an absolutely wonderful environment.
The runners at the finish had the right to the much envied title of finisher. From the first to the last, they are all winners. Winners of their fatigue, winners of their sufferance, their doubts, and winners because an impossible challenge became accessible.